Hello students, I am teacher Svetlana, and in our previous lecture we have studied about the 5 phylums of non-chordates. Today we will see the next 5, which is phylum Annelida, phylum Arthropoda, phylum Mollusca, phylum Echinodermata and phylum Hemichordata, which are covered in the chapter Kingdom Animalia. So let's begin. Students, you have seen this image in the previous lecture also. So the few of them we have seen in our previous lecture, and today we will see the remaining phylums from the 10 phyla which are included in the non-chordates. The phylum Annelida, this is the 6th phylum in the non-chordate category. They are aquatic, terrestrial, bilaterally symmetrical, metamerically segmented, with organ system level of organization. These terms are all explained in the first lecture. If you have a doubt with these terms, please go back to the first lecture on the chapter of Kingdom Animalia. A special region of the body called as cylindrum is present. Locomotion is with the help of longitudinal and circular muscles. Locomotory structures like septae in earthworm, parapoidia in nereis, or suckers in leech are present. Alimentary canal is complete. Exchange of gases takes place through body wall. Circulatory system is of the closed type. Aquatic annelids like nereis possesses lateral appendages, parapoidia for swimming. Nephridia helps in osmoregulation and excretion. So this is a special organ that is present in annelids, which help them to maintain their body water and mineral balance and for the process of excretion. Neural system consists of paired ganglia connected by lateral nerve to a double ventral nerve cord. Dioecious nereis or monoecious earthworm leech. So these are all examples of annelids. We also have the Pheretima, that is earthworm Hirudinea, which is the blood-sucking leech. So these are the characteristics of the phylum Annelida. Then the next phylum is the phylum Arthropoda. Arthro means joint and poda means legs. So these are organisms which have joint legs. So largest phylum of animals which include insects. They are omnipresent. So these organisms are present almost everywhere. They are either in solidarity, that is they are either alone, or they are colonial, that is they are present in group. Most of them are free living, that is they are brachycephals are sedentary. So they live free, and only a few of them are sedentary, who do not show much of the locomotions. Few are parasitic and sanguivorous. Sanguivorous is they feed on blood, that is the female mosquito, bed bug. They have organ system of organization. They are triploblastic, coelomates, bilaterally symmetrical with chitinous exoskeleton. So they have an exoskeleton, outer body shell, which is made of the protein chitin. Body consists of head, thorax and abdomen. Joint appendages, that is joint feet, are present. Respiratory organs are gills, book lungs or tracheal systems with open circulatory system. Excretion through green glands, Malpighian tubules or coxial gland. Sense organs like antenna or eyes are present. Nervous system is formed by nerve ring and double ventral ganglionated nerve cord. Now this is a characteristic of the nerve cord. Sense organs are well developed in the form of antenna, simple or compound eyes, and there are various receptors present there. Sexes are separate, showing sexual dimorphism. Fertilization is generally internal. Development is direct or indirect by metamorphosis. In some arthropods like honeybees, bugs, etc., offsprings are produced by parthenogenesis. Parthenogenesis is the process of formation of the offspring without the process of fertilization. Some of you might have a doubt on this term metamorphosis. Metamorphosis, students, means the process of transformation of an immature form to an adult form in two or more distinct stages. This is seen mostly in your insect development. So you have an immature form which is there, and you have an adult form. So there are a few distinct stages in between that they have to complete to get mature and develop into the adult form. Examples of arthropodas: economically important apis, that is honeybees; bombyx, that is silkworm. Then we have vectors. Vectors are here the ones who are disease causing agents. We have anopheles, aedes, curlix mosquitoes. Then you have the other ones, that is your Lactifera lacca, which is the lark insect. An entire small scale industry is based on using the product that is produced by this insect. Then we have living fossils, that is Limulus, which is also known as king crab, lobsters, and you have crabs and prawns that are included in this category. Then the eighth one is phylum Mollusca. Now the animals that are included in this category are terrestrial or aquatic. They show organ level of organizations. They are bilaterally symmetrical, but a few are asymmetric due to torsion. Torsion is the twisting of the body. For example, we have snail who shows a lot of twisting in the body, so has an asymmetrical body structure. Then you have, they are triploblastic and they are coelomates. Body is divided into head, muscular foot, and visceral mass, unsegmented and covered with mantle, which secretes calcareous shells. So they are covered with a shell made of calcium. Muscular foot is present on the ventral side. Digestive system is well developed, and buccal cavities has a rasping organ, caludrilla, which is provided with transverse row of teeth. Aquatic forms show numerous feathers like gills called as ctenidia, useful for aquatic respiration. Gills are present in the mantle cavity. So this mantle cavity is basically the space between the visceral mass and the mantle. Visceral mass is the main body of the organism and mantle is the outer covering. Tertiary forms the terrestrial forms may show presence of lungs. Circulatory system is of the open type except sepia, which possesses closed type. Then blood contains a copper containing blue respiratory pigment called as hemocyanin. Excretion occurs by kidneys, also called as organs of Bosanus. Nervous system is formed by three pairs of ganglia. Sense organs such as eyes for vision, tentacles for tactile sensations, osphidia for testing the purity of water are present. Sexes are separate. Animals are mostly oviparous. Development is direct or indirect. Example, Pelia octopus. Example, we have Pelia octopus. Then the economic importance is we have pearl oysters, which give us precious pearls. Then we have the shells of the molluscans. These are rich sources of calcium, and many of these molluscans are also edible. Then students, the ninth one is phylum Echinodermata. The endoskeleton is of calcareous ocellules, marine with the organ system of organization. They are radially symmetrical animals with pentamerous symmetry. Pentamerous is here, you can see the starfish. This symmetry is called as pentamerous symmetry. Body may be spherical, elongated, or star-shaped. Endoskeleton is made up of calcareous ocellules, which I've mentioned earlier. Spines are present on the body, hence the name Echinodermata. The body is without defined body division. That is, instead, there are two sides as oral and arboreal. They are triploblastic, coelomate. Presence of water-vascular system helps in locomotion, capture of food, and respiration. The peculiar characteristics is presence of water vascular system in which water enters through the mapheroids. This system is used in locomotion, for food capturing, and for the purpose of respiration. Digestive system is complete. Mouth is ventrally present on the oral surface and the anus on the arboreal surface. Respiration is performed by peristomial gills, papillae, respiratory tree, etc. Circulatory system and excretory system is absent. Nervous system is simple with a nerve ring around the mouth and radial nerves in the arms. Sexes are separate, fertilization is external and development is indirect. We have example of starfish, sea cucumbers, and sea lily. Students, the 10th and the last phylum in the non-chordates category is the phylum Hemichordata. Earlier, this phylum was considered as a subphylum of Chordata because buccal diventriculum are considered as notochord, but now it is placed as a separate phylum of the non-chordata. They are worm-like marine animals with organ system of organization. They are bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic and coelomate animals. Body is soft, vermiform. Vermiform is worm-shaped structure, cylindrical, composed of anterior proboscis, a collar and a long trunk. If look at the image here, this is the proboscis, and then they have the long cylindrical body which is called a collar here, which is present just below the proboscis, and the long cylindrical body which is the trunk. Buccal cavity gives rise to rod-like buccal diventriculum, which is considered as notochord by some scientists. Alimentary canal is complete, straight or U-shaped. Open circulatory system, respiration by gills. Excretory organ is the proboscis glands. Circulatory system is simple and of the open type. Excretion occurs with the help of glomerulus. Nervous tissue is embedded in the epidermis on both the dorsal and the ventral sides. Sexes are separate. Fertilization is external. Indirect development. This phylum is a connecting link between the non-chordatas and the chordatas. We have example of Balanoglossus and Sarcoglossus. Thank you, students, for participating in this lecture. See you soon again with the next topic. Till then, take care, be safe, and keep learning.